Hey awesome friends, I am Awesome Danny, and this is the BGVP P05, yet another contender in the $50 bracket. But how does it hold up? Well, it's actually overall a solid option sound wise, but it does a couple things a little bit differently. There's a few unique aspects to the set that make it stand out if it's something that's appealing to you, and I'm going to go over that with you guys. But first, I do want to thank Hi-Fi Go for sending this out to be reviewed. That will not affect my review in any way, shape, or form. They don't tell us what to do, or else we don't do the review, right? So let's go ahead and get started. So $50, what do you get for that? Well, in the box we have 7 pairs of ear tips. There's 2 different types of silicone tips and 1 pair of foam tips. Ear tips are decent. I actually like them. One of the sets remind me of the KB Bear. I don't know. How do you say that? KB Ear 07 ear tips, which I really like. The shell is an aluminum shell with a 10mm ceramic dynamic driver, which I feel like gives it a very unique sound. Some unique characteristics there. This does have a MMCX connector, which I know some people don't like. Cable's fairly light and thin. It does tangle a little bit, but doesn't really affect listening. The overall profile of the IM and the cable is very light. The shell is on the smaller end, in my opinion. It fits me very nicely, and you can actually wear it over ear or bullet style, straight down, which makes it very versatile. I actually most of the time wore it straight down, and it was very comfortable and light that way. I really did like that. It also comes with this nice little hard shell case. It's actually a really nice case. It's not anything spectacular. It has the brand printed on it, a little pocket inside, and it can hold everything just fine. So it actually makes for very nice use. I've been having an issue where a lot of sets I've had recently, the case can't carry everything that comes with the IM. This thing has tuning nozzles, but not only tuning nozzles, it also has tuning filters on the back of the shells. So the tuning filters on the shell affect the bass. Basically, you get one set that gives you a little bit of a roll off, more emphasis on the mid bass, and sub bass rolls off a little bit. And then there's another set that extends the sub bass and doesn't roll it off at all. That's the one I did prefer for the bass. I don't like the sub bass roll off. I want a little bit of that rumble. The other end has the tuning nozzles. So tuning nozzles affect the treble. It's more subtle here. The change in the sound isn't as drastic as the bass, but you can tune the treble up or down a little bit, mostly the mid treble. I actually chose the one with the lower treble response. I paired that with the sub bass and not roll off filter. Good sub bass extension with slightly less treble makes it for a more fun full sound and balanced, in my opinion. So that is one of the unique characteristics of the set. You have easy access built in to either end. You can tune the nozzles, you can tune the filter in the back of the shell. And I know a lot of people that like to tinker with their stuff or DIY stuff. This would be a very cool set to get started on, or to mess with, just because you have that option. It's very easy. You don't have to take apart the shell in any way. It's built right in. All right, so getting into the sound, starting off with the bass. Sub bass is there, even with, you know, the nozzle that focuses on sub bass not rolling off. It's a little light. The rumble is present, but it doesn't have very much depth. That's like the overall sound on these. I'm not sure if that's a characteristic of the ceramic driver, but it's very quick. The decay is clean, so it feels very defined, but just doesn't linger enough. There's not much depth there. Mid bass is the same thing. There's a solid impact that you get, but it's not a deep one or a sturdy one. It's like you get the impact of the mid bass, but not much behind it. Mids are clear, slightly recessed. The mid bass and the sub bass is a little bit more forward, but again, they're not very big. The bass isn't very big or bloomy. It's very controlled, so it doesn't creep into the mids very much. I do wish the mids were slightly pushed up a little bit more, but again, it's fine. Treble is also just fine. It's good. You get some air also in the upper treble. Mid treble is present. Everything on this set does sound pretty much correct. It's natural. It's just that weird characteristic where it just feels a little hollow, a little empty behind. So overall, the sound is what you expect at this price point. There's nothing it's doing wrong. It's doing everything okay. So safe bet, everything's fine. No glaring issues, no deal breakers, just nothing extraordinary here. Good value at the price though. Like, it's clean. It gives that extra definition, so it feels like it's very detailed. Again, it's just kind of light. Overall, the techs here are again about what you expect at the price point. It's okay detail retrieval. Separation and imaging could be a little bit better. Soundstage doesn't feel too expansive, but it does feel a little bit open, and I believe that's due to the extra air up top, because there is a dip in the treble, but then you get a little spike in the air, which makes it feel open and airy without it being too fatiguing. And does this set K-pop? Yes, it does. It does K-pop well. It's clean sounding, and the sound signature works well for K-pop. I wish it had a little bit more of that bass depth, or just overall I wouldn't say that it sounds compressed or undynamic. It's just a little shallow, I guess is the best way I can describe it. Still, you know, high detail, good energy, good signature, makes it for fun listen for K-pop. So in gaming, it's nothing outstanding. It is okay. It's pretty much decent. It's going to be better than pretty much anything that's actually marketed as a gaming set. So any headsets or IMs that are a gaming brand that's marketed for gamers, this is going to be better than that. It's going to have, you know, a clearer sound, more balance, better definition. It's just compared to other sets that I've tried in gaming, there's other stuff I prefer. Like, I would still pick the SimGai W200 over these, or which I'm going to be releasing a video soon, the EPZ G10s. Those are actually really good and cheaper too. I think they're like $30, but stay tuned for that video. That's going to be like my top budget pick, I think, soon. It's been really nice using those the last week or so. So again, unique characteristics, it's a very lightweight and small shell. So for those of you that have smaller ears and have trouble fitting some of the bigger IEMs, this might be a solution for you. Also, since it's versatile where you don't have to do it over ear, you can do it straight down like bullet style. That's also something else that can help there. And they're very light. So very light, small, easy to fit. That is one thing. So like, if you got recommended something, for example, like the Truth Ear Zero, it's like, hey, this thing is really good for gaming, it's good for music, whatever, but you couldn't fit it. I mean, it doesn't matter how good it sounds if you can't use it, right? So this would actually be a good alternative to that. You'll be able to fit this. It should be easier to fit and still solid all around option in the same price category, if that's where you're looking. And then the other thing is easy to DIY. If you want something that you can take apart and start messing around, or just something that is very easy to get into, this is a great option. Just easy. You can screw and unscrew the filters and the nozzles with just your fingers. They're not on there too tight. You don't need any special tools. Just don't lose the pieces. They are tiny, probably really easy to lose. Don't let Sonny get to them. I'm pretty sure he does not want to go to the vet again. When we took him to the vet the first time, he hated it, but that's a story for another time. BGVP P05 10mm ceramic dynamic driver. Nice little set, well rounded, just, you know, the average experience you get in that price bracket now, which is great for us. We have a lot of options now. It seems like we're getting a new set every month or so that is competing, which is great. It's awesome. Just makes it a little bit more difficult to, you know, choose. But it seems like there's a lot of options that are good enough where you can't really go wrong. If this seems appealing to you, check it out. I'll leave a link down in the description below. If you have anything around the same price category that you're happy with, this is not worth the upgrade unless the couple of unique characteristics appeal to you, the fit and the DIY tinkering. But other than that, I am Awesome Danny, and until next time, you stay awesome, friends. Bye.